Hi, welcome back to the table. Today I just wanted to do a real quick overview of Rambo, The First Blood. The board game goes over the first movie. It is a huge box, however the game fits in about a quarter of this. I don't know why they went with the big box, maybe to match the other game. That's about the same size, so they look the same. There's not much in the box, just an adventure book, a couple of tokens, 4 or 5 miniatures, and some cards. You have a miniature of John J. Rambo and 4 sheriffs, and the game takes place in a book. It's like an adventure book. Well, you'll go through the story. We all know the story. You really can't branch off it. I was hoping you can branch off to some weird thing, but again, the book would be too big for all the options. It keeps you very straightforward. Few sections where you can branch off to pick up certain items, not all of them, and at the very end it does branch off to what you have, how you want to deal with the last encounter. Again, it's an adventure type book. It's very light, very easy to play. I did like playing it, but once you played it twice, I felt there's no really need to go play through it again a second time. So that's where I stand on it. Go to the table and I'll show you real quick how it looks, how it plays, and the components on it. Hi, here we're at the table with Rambo, the board game, First Blood. Again, the first movie. Like I mentioned earlier, the game is driven by this adventure book, which takes you through the movie. There is not much branching off the main storyline other than very few places, and a lot of these choices are pretty obvious. Let me show you real quick. It goes through missions. As you can see, we start with Nam flashback where he's encountered by Sheriff Teasdale on the streets, and then from there he goes to the raid station, to the police station, and he keeps going throughout the story. The game does have miniatures. Here's John J. Rambo. It's the only one I actually bothered to paint. And then you have the other 4 sheriffs. I didn't bother painting them. I did play this game. I got it out of impulse because I love the movie, as many of us old-timers do. Again, not much of a game here. I just wanted to highlight it, what it is. You saw that huge box. This is all it is. That box is 3/4 too big. Well, here's the game. You're going to have tactic cards, gunshot cards that'll come and play throughout the story. It'll tell you when to pull these, and then we'll just have some effects at the bottom. This one, for example, at the start of the next battle, discard 1 tactics card, and then you get rid of the card so they don't come again. Tactic cards, you'll be able to acquire as actions. And in the back, they tell you what they do. And every single card's different. For example, keep moving forward. You gain 2 movements. Burning Rage. Play while you're wounded. And then you're going to gain an extra 3 move. And then your attacks have... your attacks will have 1 extra target, and they'll hit 2 extra. You'll get 2 extra damage, and then you'll be able to go through this stack. I haven't been able to go through the whole thing. You're just gonna grab a few of these throughout each game. Rambo, John J, has his player board with his actions, and then each of these actions will become wounded as you take wounds up here. These things will get wounded, and you will not be able to longer use these actions until certain points in the story. They might tell you to take a wound off, and then you'll have that action again. Action selection, where you place, don't know if there's a marker. You'll place a marker, and it'll tell you, that's what the action you'll take. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I don't remember the marker. Say we'll use this little bullet here. So once you use this, you'll be able to move 1 or move 3, 1 action, and 1 armor. Armors will go down here, and they are temporary to take damage away. The next turn, you will not be able to use that action. You have to use the next one. So it just keeps rotating like that, so you don't use the same action over and over and over again. Pretty simple. Each of the characters, Deputy Ward, Deputy Galt. Quite an ugly picture of them there. Sheriff Teasdale. And the big boy, Where's the big guy here? That was him. Anyways, these are the enemies. I wouldn't call them enemies. They're sheriffs. They're technically just doing their job. Sadly enough, not in a good way. We'll go down here to the map. We'll see, for example, let's go to this storyline here, which is the raid station. This is exactly where, let's go right there. This is the map where he's at the police station. He's got the 2 floors where he's trying to take his, where he's trying to find his weapon. So at one point, it's going to show you what to place on the board. The hero start, you'll place John J. Rambo here. And then I'll have points of interest. Those are things you can search for one action. And these are where the enemies will be. So you'll set up your board, and it's pretty much a skirmish game. It'll just go page by page. You'll have a story on the other side over here. It'll show you how to set it up. It tells you how to set it up, special rules, how many gears you get. You do get gear here you'll be acquiring throughout the game, like his knife, the M60, revolver, bulletproof vest, a rifle, and let's see if we find something here. And then the sheriff's jacket. And these things all have special powers at the bottom. Again, you just have the setup, the gear you'll have, the mission objectives, how you fail, what the point of interest do, and how you succeed and how you fail. Once you succeed, you go on to the next page. This one, you go to the car chase, which is what happened next, and then up in the woods and in the tunnels and so on and so on. Again, in its heart, it's just a skirmish game with some storytelling, which you already know. We already know the story, memorized it, and some decisions you make. Again, skirmish games, you're just gonna take your movements according to your action board here. You'll take out the sheriff, you'll get to the objective, you'll finish that, and then you'll go to the next page. And then you move on. So for example, this is the next page, they caught you. Same thing, the hero will start here. And the enemies, i.e. sheriffs. And they have different in this scenario, for example. Junior deputies A, Deputy Mitch is B, and Deputy Ward is C. The objective here is to exit the map down here on any of these exit points. And again, the same thing, how to set it up, what gear you get, how to fail, how to pass, what the point of interest do. Once you get to the very end, it does have some little decisions on how you encounter the Teasel and how you want the story to end. But we already know how the story ends. The game is, again, very basic, very few cards, a bunch of these tokens down here. Let me slide them down here. There's a bunch of these tokens just to mark, just to mark stuff. The game does come with the round marker, which is this knife, and a little 556 or 223 that just goes here, and it just marks the rounds. I think this is unique or lame, however you want to call it, but you got to say it's unique. It's a round marker. Again, that was Rambo, the First Blood, the game of the First Blood, the first movie. There is another game much bigger that I believe covers all the movies. After playing this one, I am not going to pursue the other one because I haven't found it extremely cheap, and if I do, I might just skip on it. But I played it. Here it is. And it's one of these games I might keep or just pass it forward to somebody else that wants to try this game out. And those are my thoughts. Take care.